Hi, this is Pastor Ted. Welcome to Melbourne, Florida. This is our first video for the day. And as you know, the Melbourne, Florida reunion is going on now here in Melbourne. And this is the largest veterans reunion in the country. You never know who you're going to run into, new friends that you're going to meet. My good friend, Pastor Kenny Torres from Veterans Church, introduced me to some folks right next to him here. And I want you to meet them. This is Amy and Marty Fitzgerald. Now, they have a very unique program that's up in Tennessee. And I'm going to let them tell you about it. But before we do that, I'll tell you about the book that he has. Can you see that, Drew?
Yeah.
Maybe get it closer.
I can see
the title.
Yeah.
Okay. A very special book that he's got. I'm going to be reading it probably today. I like that. I see something I want to read now. I'll do it. But I'm going to let him talk about his book. But first of all, let these guys talk about what they're doing. About this incredible, this great thing that they got going for veterans and their families. It's very unique. Please, go ahead.
So, yeah, like Pastor Ted said, I'm Marty Fitzgerald. This is my wife, Amy. We're with the Fitzgerald Freedom Ranch in Mount Pleasant, Tennessee. It's a 114-acre ranch where we basically invite veterans to come and stay with us for free on the ranch. Amy does therapy for them and counseling for free. She's been a trauma therapist. She was a licensed trauma therapist for over 20 years. She uses several different modalities, and we have our own theory. That was the booklet that Pastor Ted was holding up. It's all about the military programming, the things that the military has to do to make us warriors, right? To be able to carry out our mission and do the things that we need to do while we're in the military. What our program is really about is taking that military programming and allowing it, deprogramming it, so to help us fit better into the civilian world, so we don't have that, always have that mission first mentality and that inability to be vulnerable, that need to stay busy all the time, put other people first. But everything we do at the ranch is for free, and I'll let Amy explain a little bit to you about the concept of the ice and what that does and how she goes about recalibrating.
So basically, when I was working with veterans back in 2017, 2018, I started noticing a pattern with them that I didn't see in civilians. I saw that often they had a difficulty relaxing. They found they always had to be hypervigilant. When they would come into my office, they always had to make sure there was two ways out, usually through the door and the window. I found that they had a smaller range of emotional expression, so they had a harder time feeling things outside of certain feelings. But one thing that stood out to me the most was they, for some reason, could not do things for themselves, even to their detriment, if they didn't take care of what they felt responsible for. And civilians did not have that issue, and I couldn't figure out what was going on with veterans that they did. Even though my father was a Vietnam vet, he never really talked about it, and so I didn't really understand what was the root cause of this, and so I became very passionate about it, and I actually went and got a second master's degree in military psychology, and I studied everything I could about military background and did all of the research on it. And I started learning about the high rate of suicide, the difficulty veterans have transitioning out, and other ideas around it, but no one seemed to know the root issue, to the point where the VA actually put out a request to the public asking for help figuring out what is this root cause for suicide. And so in 2020, I figured out what I think is one of the major root causes of suicide in veterans and the difficulty transitioning out, which my husband and I then later wrote a theory about, and we call it the ICE. So involuntary cutoff emotionally. Think about it from the standpoint. You go into the military and everyone has a completely different background, and they have to make it so everyone has the same values to go by and has the same goal. And so you take on the oath of enlistment, and every branch, they have their own oaths, they have their own creeds and their own values, but they overlap in the military to a certain degree. And these get reinforced when you take on the oath of enlistment, when you're in basic and boot camp. And you have to have them. You have to have this disconnect from your feelings to ultimately, if you have to, defend your life or someone else's. The problem is you never get access back after you leave. And so in 2020, I figured out how to reverse this disconnect, or what we call recalibrate that programming. And basically what I do is I take all the oaths that you took and I rewrite them where you end up giving yourself permission to release yourself from them. And when you do that, you actually get ownership back of where you gave it up before years earlier. So one of the benefits that comes from this, which I've done on over 60 veterans in all branches except Coast Guard and the Air Force, because I haven't, Space Force, because I haven't had any clients in that area. One of the benefits of that is I had clients who couldn't sleep through decades and through the night. They can sleep through the night now. You're not always hypervigilant. You can go in public places and you actually want to interact with people. If you're in toxic situations, you're not putting everyone first now. You can actually choose to do what you need to do for you. I found that clients can now experience joy. They're not numb all the time. If they're on medications for depression, sleep, anxiety, they go off of those usually. And it just completely will change your dynamic with how you interact with everyone around you. So there's nothing out there like it, and we offer all this for free at the ranch. I work out of a cedar cabin surrounded by pasture, and we have an apartment built for veterans to come and stay at, so we can do this.
Outstanding. Thank you so much for what you guys are doing. And it's so important now for the younger guys out there. Not
Oh, you're good.
taken out.
Keep on going.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, go ahead. You're good.
Then you tied it up, just turn it out.
Yeah, you got it. Go ahead.
The other one, turn it up.
All right, here you go.
Okay, we're back. A technical difficulty here, but we're back. Tell us where you're in Tennessee.
We are in Mount Pleasant, Tennessee, just about approximately 70 miles southwest of Nashville. So it's not too far from the airport. Like Amy said, we've got an apartment for people to stay. Ken actually came and stayed with us for a week and went through the program and had tremendous results, even from his VA therapist. A lot of his numbers for anxiety, depression have improved dramatically over the past couple of months. So we are starting to gather some empirical data around the marked improvement that veterans are seeing from going through and having this recalibration done.
That's awesome. Marty, how can they get a hold of you?
We are at FitzgeraldFreedomRanch.com. That's probably the best way to do it. And I do want to point out that the booklet, the They Made Us Warriors, is on the website for free. You can download it. It's something we wanted to get out there, and even if people don't come to the ranch, please read it and understand it and share it with your spouses. So it helps to verbalize some of the things that we always feel, but we can't always find the words to express. And it's been very helpful for a lot of people. So www.FitzgeraldFreedomRanch.com, and there's contact information there, and please sign up or give us a call. Our numbers are on there, and please come see us at the ranch.
Marty, what branch of service were you in?
It's in the Army, 4th Infantry Division.
That's our big brother, the Army. I'm the Air Force. Okay. Listen, please, if you would, check it out. We'll when we produce this, we'll make sure that we've got this information up when we do the video. And we thank you so much for your time today, guys.
Pastor Ted, thank you so much.
God bless you guys.
Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you.